I'm alive. I survived my first Enduro mountain bike event, and today that's what we're going to talk about. First off, I want to say thank you for the pictures. I just grabbed it from the Enduro Final Leg event Facebook page and used it for this particular vlog. So thank you, and credits to the owners of the pictures. Moving on. Okay, I never really got a chance to talk about my past experiences or my background in sports and as far as cycling is related. So riders for RD Cycles, and my background in sports really started from endurance sports, triathlon in particular, and then I discovered running, and then this is way back in late 90s and early 2000s. So some of the viewers out there might have not been born yet. And okay, so why did I decide to transition to enduro mountain biking, or why did I even think of entering enduro mountain biking? Okay, so as far as being a avid participant in endurance sports, I think I'm almost have joined pretty much, or tasted at least, or experienced a bit at least, pretty much of everything in endurance sports. So marathon, ultramarathon, short distance running, XC mountain biking, mountain bike marathons, triathlons of course, and long distance triathlon, and fell in love with Xterra, off-road triathlon in particular. So it's very similar to a triathlon, but it's the as people would say, it's the ugly sister of triathlon because it's off-road. So open water swim, mountain biking, so 1.5 kilometer swim, and then 35 to 40 kilometers of mountain biking, and then it ends with a 10-kilometer trail run. So that's why it's called the ugly side of triathlon, or it's the ugly relative of your normal typical road triathlon. But through Xterra triathlon, that's where my love for mountain biking got rejuvenated once again. So, but before, really, my experience for mountain biking was I just use it for commute, bike to school, or bike out, weekend bikes with friends. Nowhere far, not even, hindi man lang ako umaabot sa Antipolo, as Antipolo or East as I do now. So it's just really recreational riding for me before, when I was younger. Now that I've settled down and with 3 kids and just hit 40, the big 40, so as they say, life begins at 40, it was, I think, considering to enter the enduro mountain bike was sort of my midlife crisis, almost my midlife crisis. So it's just that I think when you reach a certain age, like 40, you begin to wonder how far can you still push yourself, and what else can you do and what else you cannot do. It's sort of discovering new boundaries and limits. It's also a challenge for you to stay active as you grow old, as you get old, staying active and just really avoid dying every day. Okay, so that being said, yun yung background ko from sports. So endurance sports, and now transition to enduro mountain biking. So what is enduro mountain biking? I'll include links. I think other videos explain it better on what is enduro riding. I'll include links in the description below, so please check that out. If you are also curious on the gears and items that I used as a newbie, as a beginner in the enduro mountain biking, I will also include the link below. I also discussed it in a previous video. So, but in a nutshell, really, Enduro mountain biking is a multi-stage event. Tapos, you are released one by one, and riding back up to the starting point is also included, but it is not included in your time. So, the only portion that they time is when you ride from the top of the mountain down to the finish line. Tapos, yun nga, as I said, it's a multi-stage race. So, in this particular event, it was a 3-stage race, and they only get the times the fastest times na nagagawa mo yung technical trail on your way down. Tapos, you make your way back up again and onto stage 2, and make your way back up again and onto stage 3. Tapos, your total time for the 3 stages will be computed, and yun na yung magiging race result mo. My race result for my first Enduro event was not something that I will brag about, but I will brag about that I did not die, I survived. That I will brag about, and at least for me, I can take that on my bucket list na I've done Enduro riding. But I can't really say na I am an Enduro rider until I do a few more, at least improve my time. That's just me. Training wise, how did I prepare for my first Enduro event? As I mentioned earlier, since I have an experience with endurance sports, I'm training and preparing for an event is not a foreign thing for me. Normally, for any event, it's wise to prepare for it at least 6 to 12 months in advance, depending on how stressful or how long distance or how hard the event will be. So for the first Enduro event, I had no idea what to expect. So I dedicated at least 3 months allowance for myself to train. Siguro 2 months lang yung sobrang serious. Here are the parameters to consider when doing your training for when designing a program for your first Enduro event. Okay, this is targeted specifically for someone who has a background in sports, have been participating in some events, even though hindi regular, and someone of middle age like me, at least yung recovery is an issue. Okay, so Monday, normally that's my recovery day, so I don't active rest lang. So I at least do yung mga DIY yoga, or stretching and foam roller. So that's what I do on a Monday. Tuesday, I kick it off with it's always either a interval run or a speed workout na run, or just a regular 5 to 8K na run. So it varies from a sustained 1 hour effort to a high intensity na 30 minutes to 45 minutes na workout. Wednesday is nothing, palengke ko yun. That's the day that I go to the market at namamalengke. Thursdays, that's usually my midweek long ride. So it would vary from using my hardtail XC Zaskar GT Zaskar bike. Tapos nag-i-east loop ako, pwedeng Antipolo or pwedeng Boso-Boso, tapos pasok sa Timberland, exit sa San Mateo, or if I can and if I have the time, nagte-trails ako sa Patiis. Of course, nothing beats saddle time on the actual route of your race. Tapos pag Friday naman, I substitute either gym or for my upper body workout for the arms, core and lower back, tapos leg strengthening, or more importantly then, or equally as important, I do pump track training sa Circulo Verde. So ang maganda kasi I can't stress enough how important pump track training is, and which looking back right now, I wish I did more of it. It made me more flexible on the bike. What I want to do next is be comfortable on the bike and with flying and jumping. So I guess it will be a combination of pump track training and army trail na skill spark. And I can only use 1 day of the weekend for training. Bakit? Kasi the reality of an age grouper kasi is, lalo na if you're a family person, yung weekend nyo is usually family time. So, nag-agree kami ng wife ko na I can only use one weekend morning for training. So, doon ko ina-apply din either long ride din or I ride in the trails ulit. So, if I can afford it, if I can spare the time, mas magandang dun sa actual route again. So if not, yun nga, East Loop na lang ulit. So yun kasi yung pinaka-accessible sa akin. Hence in my first Enduro event ever. Okay, so again, as I mentioned earlier, coming from an endurance sport standpoint, whether road bike, mountain bike, triathlon, or marathon, pag endurance sport kasi, I'm more accustomed to a mass start. Okay, mass start meaning gun start, typical na ready, set, go, pack! Tapos off you go, and then balik na sa finish line. So that's a typical enduro event for you. For me, yun nga, it's a multi-stage race. Tapos nung first enduro event, so nakakakaba, sobra. As in, I think this is the first event or the event that had me so stressed up and worked up towards race day. So I think yung the week of the race, I was not sleeping properly. So parang I can't wait for race day to come. Pagdating nung siguro Thursday, as early as Sunday yung race. So Thursday hindi na ako nakatulog ng maayos, nagigising ako ng 3-4 AM. Tapos wala na, hindi na ako makabalik sa tulog. So yun, isa yun kasi nakakaba, sobrang stress. The thing that stressed me most is ayokong mabalian ng buto, ayokong magkaroon ng severed limb. How is enduro riding different from your normal XC or yung nakasanayan natin na mountain biking? Okay, so with the limited knowledge of mountain bike routes that I know in the Philippines, I know a lot of mountain bikers here are familiar with the 7-Eleven trail. So imagine yung blue zone, okay? Imagine the first 50% ng blue zone where it's all technical descent, tapos single track. It's a little bit wider than the single track sa blue zone before, and it's pure technical. I can't stress how pure technical it is. So if compared to the blue zone, there are just certain portions between 5 to 10 meters that's just technical. In enduro riding, in Patiis, which I also confirmed with other enduro riders, it is one of the most technical courses known to enduro riders. Sa Patiis, it's 2 kilometers down of pure technical. Yung gradient is so aggressive na your butt will brush against your rear tire, even kahit na naka-setback ka na. Kakaba kasi one by one kayo tatawagin sa starting line. Isa-isa kayo binibitawan sa top of the mountain. Tapos, after nun, pag turn mo na, yun. Pag turn mo na, imagine yung guy nasa harap mo nagbibilang. Okay, 10 seconds. Tapos 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, tapos go. So, pag go mo, yun na yun. You get only one run, one chance to do your walang practice lap. Practice lap, ideally ginawa mo na yun days before. So, pero not on race day. At least for me, na hindi na ako nag-practice run ng race day. Kasi nga na-recon ko na lahat. So, pag go mo, sobrang nakaka-stress kasi 30 seconds later, bibitawan na rin yung mga ibang participant in the same age group as you. 30 seconds later, bibitawan na rin sila. So the rule in mountain biking, in enduro mountain biking is, pag naabutan ka ng rider behind you, typically sisigaw siya ng bike, tapos tumabi ka na, okay? Huwag mo nang hintayin na magkabanggaan kayo and you get yourself into an accident which in the first place you could have avoided. So again, pag may sumigaw na ng bike, padaanin mo na. Ako, stage 1, 2, 3, natutuhog ako palagi ng 2 guys behind me. So, hindi ko na hinihintay sumigaw sila ng bike. Marinig ko lang yung hubs nila, yung freewheeling nila. Yun na yun, tumatabi na ako kagad kasi I'm the new guy, ayokong makakos ng accident, and I know na their skill is way farther than my skills at that day and this particular time. So pagbigyan mo na yung mga riders na has more skills than you. So hindi mo yun ikamamatay, hindi mo yun ikaliliit as a mountain biker. Give way. So yun lang yun, give way. Pag may sumigaw ng bike, give way. Kasi obviously may hinahabol sila. This inspired you to take up enduro or at least explore the bigger world of mountain biking. Like I did, nagulat ako na there's a whole new world of mountain biking pala outside XC or cross country or long distance riding. Sobrang wow, skill level to the max. So, if you want to learn more about yung whole journey ko about the beginner's journey for enduro riding, please leave a question or comment down below and I will try to answer it. Thank you for spending time with me. If you learned something new, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. So, and if you have questions about how to begin or how to start with enduro riding or in bike in general, anything about riding or biking, please let me know. Leave a question in the comment section below and I will try to answer it in the next post. Okay? So see you, and always remember, no helmet, no ride.